Hello everyone and welcome back to Neptune's Child Tarot. My name is Monique and this is my second tarot channel here on YouTube. For those of you that are new, welcome. I'd encourage you to also check out my main tarot channel, Moon Moth Goddess. For those of you that are wanting to book a private reading, you can find my email down below in the description box where you can send me an email and I will provide you on more information on booking readings as well as other services that I do provide. So today's pick a card reading, we are looking into gifts from your ancestors. So what gifts are your ancestors passing down, handing down to you? Okay, so if you do feel drawn to more than one pile for this reading, that is perfectly okay. I already have the oracle cards that are shuffled for you guys, and then we are going to be pulling the tarot for each pile on camera as well. So pile number one, we have the rattle, and then we have Dalmatian Jasper. So I'm going to give you a closer look at the rattle card, which is number 43. And then we have the Dalmatian Jasper. That is for pile number one. For pile two, we have the rainbow, card number 41, and that is with this red jasper for pile two. And then pile number three is card number one, the ancient ones, and that is with this blue apatite crystal. So pause the video if you need a little bit more time to meditate on the artwork, the keyword that's here, the crystal, whatever you feel drawn to. Gifts from your ancestors, pile number one with the rattle and Dalmatian Jasper, pile number two with the rainbow and red jasper, and then pile number three with the blue apatite and the ancient ones card. Timestamps will be down below, and I will see you guys at your reading. Hi, pile one. So those of you that resonated with the rattle card and the Dalmatian Jasper, this is going to be a reading. So we're going to pull out your tarot first, and then we will look at your oracle cards. We're going to look at all of the energy together. So our pick a card today is gifts from your ancestors. So let's see. Pile number one. What gifts are your ancestors giving to you? Gifts from pile number one's ancestors. Okay, so we do have the Five of Wands. Gifts from pile number one's ancestors. We also have the King of Pentacles, which is the King of Cactus in this card, in this deck. Pile number one. What gifts are your ancestors gifting to you? We have the Clown, which is the Fool. We also have Death. What gifts are pile number one's ancestors? And then we also have the Five of Pentacles. Okay, I feel like I want to get one more, so I'm going to try to squeeze these in here. Let's get one more. Gifts from pile number one's ancestors. Okay, so we do have the Emperor here as well. Okay, so the gift, and then look at that. We have the Empress at the bottom of the deck. Wow, okay. So let's pull these oracle and we'll see. Okay, so you have the rattle here. We have shapeshifter with perspective. We also have divine sensuality, and it says, I reveal your talent to enchant. We have moon. And then we also have seahorse spirit, and it says, watch and wait. Okay. So, okay. So we have our overall energy here of the Empress. And I love that you guys have both the Empress and the Emperor here. And the one, I feel like there's more to it, but I feel like the one thing that is very clear is, I don't know where to put this. The one thing that is very clear is that this is a gift of abundance. And it is about you being able to change or shift your perspective. And I'm seeing how we do have the Five of Pentacles, and then we also have the Five of Wands here. The fives within the tarot are tied into the energy of the Hierophant. And the Hierophant is about our beliefs, morals, values, you know, higher learning, wisdom, knowledge that is gained through things that have been kind of passed down by tradition. And so with that in mind, your ancestors in a way could have been in a place where there was poverty or even issues surrounding stability or security in terms of being able to develop wealth and security for themselves. And so those beliefs may have been something that have been passed down even in your own lineage to the point where it had affected, you know, your parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, you know, way far in the family line, where there was needs not being met, feeling the energy of despair, feeling challenged. And that could partly have to do with a lot of those beliefs that were there. The belief of poverty or lack or scarcity, even going through times such as those. Okay, so what I'm seeing happening here is we have these two energies here that do present challenges. And, you know, you could have been someone who was raised also, you know, by your mother, father, even grandparents, in that same mentality of lack. And so I feel like your ancestors are trying to pass on the gift to you of this wisdom and this knowledge that they have gained throughout their own lifetimes that is changing the belief of scarcity, of challenge, of, you know, even inner conflict that you might find with your own ability to create and to manifest and to, you know, have this change or shift in perspective here, because you have the Death card, and the Death card is about transformation. It's about endings. It's about new beginnings. And I'm seeing the Fool energy here, which the Fool is about taking a leap of faith, taking the risk, opening yourself up to possibilities, and, you know, recognizing that the universe is abundant. And so you have both the Empress and the Emperor here, and the two of them, you know, working together. And think of this as your inner masculine and feminine energies here that are merging into union within yourself. And with the two of them together can create this King of Pentacles, okay, which is very, very abundant. And so I'm also noticing that you have the Moon energy here and also the Divine Sensuality, which both of these are feminine. Okay, these are feminine energies here. And so the Moon is about the ebbs and flows, the cycles that we go through, the light and the dark. And then we have the Divine Sensuality here. I reveal your talent to enchant. So this is a lot about creativity and about nurturing yourself, your gifts, your talents, and your power to create, right? But that also includes, with the Emperor energy here, you being able to take action, make decisions that are going to be very helpful for you in terms of getting things to kind of work out for you, right? Kind of getting distracted a little bit. I was just looking at the background of that card. But yes, the feminine energy is all about fertility, nurturing, creation, creativity, intuition, which we all also have within the moon energy here as well. And so I'm seeing this rattle as like the symbol of tools in which your ancestors are kind of passing down to you. And this is also connected into the four cardinal directions here as well. Calling in the 4 cardinal directions, of Mother Earth, and being able to use those and incorporate those into you being able to manifest. And so with the King of Pentacles energy here, in order for us to achieve this level of stability, of security, it requires us to take a risk. It requires us to step outside of the comfort zone and dedicate and commit ourselves to hard work, sometimes hard work, and trust in the divine, in where, your ancestors are leading you towards. So there is a huge, with the shapeshifter energy here, this is a huge shift away from the mentality of lack, right? Or even inner conflict that you might have about making decisions, taking action with the Emperor energy, and also not believing in yourself, right? Not feeling confident. The Divine Sensuality card is talking about you learning to love and nurture yourself, and also to tap into the energy of the feminine. And this card is kind of describing, the feminine as Venus, Aphrodite, Shakti, powerful, beautiful energy. And so with the seahorse spirit that you also have here, the seahorse is basically about you taking a step back to see that there is different perspectives, right? You don't have to, with the 5 of Pentacles and the 5 of Wands, look in the same way that, say, parents have or grandparents, that you can take a step back from those beliefs that you have and see whether or not those beliefs are ones that are hindering you. Are they holding you back? Or are they helping you in a way? And so, yes, I'm seeing this as your ancestors gifting you the power, within the feminine energy, and for you to really get comfortable, in this energy with powerful manifestation, and not being afraid to make decisions, to, look at things from different perspectives, just like this little seahorse here, taking a step back, right? And being able to understand that there is always more than one perspective and way in looking at things. And so sometimes when we see something as a challenge, sometimes we want to give up, and we feel too afraid to take a risk, into this King of Pentacles energy, which does require risk taking. It does require getting comfortable with being uncomfortable with certain changes that you have to make. And so I love this because, like I said, you have both the Empress and the Emperor here, which is talking about you having that union within the self, this merging of these two energies. And so there's a lot of very powerful transformative energy here that comes in. It could be that you are, receiving this gift of healing and also stepping into your feminine energy, your feminine power, and learning how to more or less kind of go with the flow of life and know, when is the right time to take action. And that's all about what the King of Pentacles, right? It's all about being stable and focused and disciplined, and committing yourself to what your long-term goals are. And for many of you that chose this pile, it is abundance. And that is what your ancestors are wanting, or, trying to bring into your life, is these opportunities for you to be able to see from different perspectives and to work away from those limiting beliefs or even mindsets that could have kept you or even your ancestral line from being able to achieve abundance, right? By not believing in the self. And it's kind of like your ancestors have learned so much from their own lives of being able to shift away from particular mindsets that may have limited them. And now them being in the, back in the form of spirit, where there is all of this knowledge and wisdom that they've gained from being present here on earth, right? And how those things may have caused limitations in their own life. So there's a lot of wisdom and knowledge that your ancestors carry with this, okay? So I'm kind of seeing, for many of you that chose this pile, that you are the cycle breakers. You are the one in your family that is kind of stepping out of that, I would say, that box, that your lineage has been almost like stuck in, right? You being that person in your family line who is changing as these changes occur with you. This change is also something that is happening for your family line, right? Being able to kind of break free from those limited beliefs that were there. So it's very powerful with the death card, transformation, new beginnings, starting over, starting fresh, starting new, opening up, being comfortable enough to be able to kind of take risks in life. Even though, of course, we all go through challenges there. But like I said, tapping into this little seahorse spirit, it's about you watching and waiting, right, for the right time to make a move. And so the other message with the seahorse spirit too is also keeping yourself away from drama, away from people who are creating chaotic energy within your life. And we're seeing here these two little roosters that are fighting with each other. And so this is also being able to change away from that energy there as well. And that could be something that even occurs in your family line, but it's kind of like and I'm noticing that in this King of Pentacles energy here, he has this little third eye that's open, and there's this glow that's kind of around his auric field here. And this big pentacle that's right on the center of his chest here as well. So I'm also getting that, of course, with the feminine energy, this is also nurturing and love and healing is another thing that I'm seeing here. Many of you with this energy here are very creative. And so your ancestors may have also passed down talents of creative energy. I'm looking at this Empress here, and, she doesn't look like your traditional Empress within the tarot. She's wearing all black. She's got a black hat on. And so this moon energy is also talking about the feminine energy, but it's also, like I said, those cycles of dark and light. And so you're getting to work with both sides of the feminine, the light and also the dark. It reminds me a lot of like Lilith energy here as well. And so being able to connect to both, all of these facets of this energy, and being able to bring them together and merging of them, and so that you are fully able to step into your power to be able to create and to, with the rattle energy here, it's about you focusing on what you wish to create within your life and being able to have the power to do so. Okay, so that is a beautiful energy that's kind of coming through here with both your Empress, the Emperor, the Fool energy here, the Death card, and also your King of Pentacles. Okay, so that is what I'm seeing for you. Pile number one, this beautiful gift of abundance and creation power, you stepping into this merging of your two energies here, the Empress. I'm also getting with the Emperor energy too. It's also discipline. Okay. It is discipline. It is your ancestors in a way gifting you this power to kind of come up with solutions and focus and strategies and planning and, because with this feminine energy, we have, like I said, that power to create, the power to manifest, the power to birth creative ideas. But it also requires our masculine energy to come into balance as well. So this can be that your ancestors are gifting to you confidence, right? Boosting up your self-esteem, encouraging you to tap into your creative power, and then having the willpower and the drive and the focus to be able to make decisions and take action so that you can bring these things, whatever it is that you desire here, what you want to achieve within your lifetime. So huge shift of perspective, right? Different ways of looking at things. So to me, there's also like this insight, this awareness, this enlightenment, this awakening that some of you may have even gone through to be able to change away from the old paradigm, right? Stepping outside of, like I said, that Hierophant energy and more in tune with what is possible and what you can create within this energy. Okay, so I'm going to leave this here for you, pile number 1. I do hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 2. So those of you that resonated with the rainbow card and the red jasper, this is going to be your reading today. So we're going to pull your tarot. And when I was doing the pre-shuffle for your energy here, the 9 of Swords just kind of flew out, flew right out. And the 9 of Swords energy is about worrying, a lot of mental anxiety, fears, thinking about future, like what's going to happen, when's it going to happen. And so, I don't know, maybe some of you are just kind of worrying about things, having, it could even be nightmares. It could be a lot of sleepless nights or not getting good rest. Okay, so let's see, pile number 2. Ancestor gifts for pile number 2. Ancestor gifts. What are your ancestors gifting to you? Okay, so we have the 7 of Pentacles. What are your ancestors gifting to you? Okay, so we also have the 3 of Swords. What are your ancestors gifting to you? Pile number 2. We have the 6 of Pentacles. What are your ancestors gifting to you? Pile number 2. We have the Emperor. We have the 4 of Swords. And then we also have Justice. Okay. Okay. Now, what I am seeing, I'm feeling there's a couple different messages that are kind of coming through here. Okay, so one of the messages that I am seeing is that I'm noticing you have the 3 of Swords energy here, and the 3 of Swords can be about pain, loss, grief, suffering, things of that nature. And I'm seeing that because you have the 3 of Swords and the 4 of Swords energy here. And so some of you could have been, really working on your healing here. I'm seeing the Justice card. So this makes me feel like if there has been someone, in particular in your life that has really hurt you in some way, I am feeling that your ancestors are, bringing karmic justice to you for that. And I feel like this almost feels like someone who hurt you, whether it is a romantic partner, a friend, a family member, There has been some type of pain or suffering or some type of loss that you've experienced. And I feel like your ancestors, in a way, are almost like giving you some type of karmic reward for this pain that you have experienced. Okay? It's almost like what I'm getting from this is that this is someone, an ancestor, who's almost wanting you to kind of have your heart be at ease, at peace. And this is kind of funny because I didn't really kind of get this with the other piles that I've recorded here, but I'm feeling like there's a very strong paternal energy that's coming through in this reading. And I didn't even think this was gonna happen. But it's like, it almost feels like a very protective energy that is almost like this ancestor is with you currently, and it's kind of like watching you, the things that you've gone through, the pain, the suffering, the challenges. For some of you, it's betrayal, whether that be from, like I said, a romantic partner, a friend, or something that you've gone through that has been very painful and maybe very difficult for you to be able to heal and overcome. It's kind of like Spirit is showing me kind of like someone who's weeping, and almost like this ancestor is kind of coming in to like almost like pat your head, and like just this very caring energy. It does feel masculine, but it feels like it's tapped into like this feminine, nurturing energy here that is trying to be or offer you support or comfort. Like everything's gonna be okay. Almost like this ancestor is wanting you to kind of like not feel this pain and wanting you to be able to heal. So it's almost like this ancestor gift is coming through as trying to heal your heart, trying to provide comfort and security and stability. And so, like I said, for some of you, it's kind of like your ancestors are kind of like trying to hand out karmic justice for who has hurt you. And in a way, this is kind of coming back to you, I feel like, in the form of abundance. And it may not just be about money. I feel like it's almost like it's your turn to receive, instead of you being someone who is always given and given and given. And I feel like people may have taken advantage of that. People may have taken advantage of your kindness and your generosity and how you've given others and tried to, help other people. And I'm seeing as like your ancestor is it feels like one in particular very strong energy here that is just so protective over you and just wanting you to feel at peace and feel at ease, and just like finding a calmness. Like you can feel grounded and you can feel present and you can not worry and that may have been why, because when I was doing your pre-shuffle, just kind of getting and feeling into the energy of your pile, this Nine of Swords, kind of like when I was just very like softly kind of shuffling the cards, and this card came out just like so fast right out of the pile. Like Spirit was like, this one right out of the deck. So yeah, it makes me feel like maybe there's a lot of fears, a lot of anxiety. Maybe if you're someone who has experienced, like I said, some type of pain, suffering, loss, challenge, right? that your ancestor is, I want to say ancestors because what we're doing, gifts from ancestors, but it feels like there's a very strong energy here that's kind of like making itself known. Like, I'm here. And we do have the Emperor here. So this makes me feel like it could be very paternal energy, very masculine. However, of course, it can also be a feminine energy that's also very protective over you. But this is like, I'm noticing here how, yeah, because even with Justice here, I mean, she looks like she is like fierce. She's ready to like hand it down, hand it down. Very protective. Okay. Bringing you karmic justice, karmic balance. And I'm seeing you do have the Six of Pentacles energy here. And the Six of Pentacles is about giving and receiving and about being in that flow of gratitude, right? As we are someone who gives, we also keep ourselves open to receive. And so I'm kind of feeling here that some of you feel like I put so much effort into this thing or this situation or this person. And it's like, you're like, when is it my turn? When am I, when am I going to get back? When am I going to receive? Because I feel like I'm just giving and giving and giving. And it's like kind of like with the Justice card here and the Four of Swords, it's like your ancestors are wanting to bring about peace and calm in your mind to knowing that you are deserving of many things. Like I said, I don't feel like with the Six of Pentacles that it's solely just about money. It's more than that, that your ancestors are trying to give to you is just keeping you in this flow of receiving whatever it is, right? That you are in a way very well deserving of. Okay. So, wow. Yeah. Let's see what we've got. The rainbow here. We've got offerings with wealth. Okay. Offerings with wealth. We have deep listening. And it says, I invite you to inner silence where the world resounds. We had to cover this one up a little bit. We have attachment here. And then we have buffalo spirit. And it says the abundant universe will provide. So you have two cards here with abundance. Two cards with abundance. And your Six of Pentacles, like I said, is about giving and receiving. We're receiving what we need. And this may be, your ancestors' way of gifting to you, letting you know that your needs will be met, but be open to receiving them, right? In any which way they might come in, right? Sometimes we have certain, and especially with this right here, you have attachment here. We can have certain expectations, right? That what I want needs to come in this way. Okay, let's just say, I mean, this is like the easiest way that I can say this is, let's just say that we are asking the universe for love. Okay, we are asking the universe for love and a romantic partner. Okay, and we are attached, let's just say, to a certain person, and we want love from that person, right? And that's what we are attached to, is that person. Love has to come from here. And essentially, we're kind of closing ourselves off from receiving because we're telling the universe, I want love. But yes, we have an attachment to a particular outcome with a particular person. So when the universe is trying to bring in other opportunities, other love, we miss that opportunity, right? So this here is about you being able to release attachment to a particular outcome. And it doesn't just have to be with love. It can be with, a job. It could be that you are wanting to receive abundance and you're wanting to stay at the current job that you're at, which may be kind of like a dead-end job, where you've reached that ceiling and you're not able to level up in terms of your pay or even in the position that you're in, but you're like, I want to stay here. And then you have other positions and opportunities that kind of come to you, and you're just like, nope, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I asked for. It's not what I'm looking for, right? But yet, this is kind of in a way giving to you different opportunities, right? So this is about you. We have deep listening here. I invite you to inner silence where the world resounds. And to me, this is about you listening to your inner voice, to your intuition. And so I'm seeing, it's like, how can I say this? It's almost like your ancestors are trying to give you this gift of you being open to receiving gifts, abundance, blessings in your life, but releasing the attachment to how it is going to come in, when it is going to come in. Like sometimes we feel like we need to have all the answers. We want to know how this is going to happen. When is that going to happen? It's almost like letting go of your need to know and just be present in this moment and keep yourself open to receiving, and also holding gratitude, because the Six of Pentacles is also, as we are giving and receiving, we are giving to someone without the expectation that we are to receive back. We are giving something that is meaningful. And that ties into this offerings here, because this card is talking about history, 100,000 years that different cultures have been giving offerings to deceased loved ones, their ancestors, through gifts of, food and drink and perfume and, many different items that were meaningful as you're, giving these as offerings. We've got incense and food and all of this that's kind of showing here in this little card, right? But many, many cultures have these beautiful little things that they set up as rituals for giving these offerings to ancestors. And so we have wealth here, okay? And then you also have the abundant universe will provide. So it's a very strong energy here of your ancestors wanting to bring in, I'm feeling karmic justice for you. Karmic justice, especially for those that have hurt you. It's kind of like giving you this in return. Like I said, I'm like, Spirit was showing me someone who was weeping, someone who was feeling very sad, almost like this, in this suffering and hurt and pain, and this ancestor trying to just make you feel and know that everything's going to be okay, And then with the energy of the rainbow here, this is talking about you having balance within your 7 chakras, okay? We have the rainbow colors here, and this is tied into the 7 chakras, 7 main energy centers within the body. And so this is also gifting you this presence of this connection between the 3D physical and the spirit realm. So many of you, this can even be opening up into gifts, spiritual gifts that you have, and using these gifts in a way to be able to bring about your desired outcomes in terms of feeling abundant, right? And like I said, it's not just always about money. It can be about feeling abundant in love, feeling abundant in having family or friendships, or, supportive connections in your life, or, a job that really kind of opens things up for you in terms of, exploring your talents, your gifts, and things of that nature. And so this card is also about you being able to kind of step away, in a sense, of a place of illusion, and being able to kind of easily transition through things that are difficult, almost like this encouragement that your ancestors are giving to you, because you have the 6 and the 7 of Pentacles energy here. And the 7 of Pentacles is about us kind of taking a pause to look at what we've invested our time and energy into. And sometimes we can get frustrated because we invest time and energy into something and we feel like it's not quite manifesting fast enough. It's not happening yet, as we're not seeing the full fruits of our labor. But the 7 of Pentacles is telling you that the time of harvest, in a sense, is near, right? Where we can begin to see the fruits of our labor that we are soon going to be able to enjoy and have ever present within our life, to be able to feel, right, more secure, more stable in terms of the things that we're trying to bring in here. And so I feel like for many of you too, with the rainbow here, it's also like your ancestors are trying to reach through to you so that you have this open connection, in a sense, by being able to balance out your own energy, that you have this clear and direct connection to be able to access the wisdom, the knowledge that your ancestors are kind of handing down to you, that you create that beautiful connection with the ancestors and have them become, a part of your life, a part of your everyday life, where some of you, may love to do things, love to leave ancestors, and create little sacred spaces and altars in your home where you have, and remembering, right, the ancestors and leaving those things there. And it doesn't have to be, of course, anything fancy. You can have like a candle and a picture and, something that you put around the house that has a memory of that ancestor there. So yeah, I'm seeing that this is kind of like your ancestors are gifting to you. Also, the present, what is it? Being present. Okay. It's like your ancestors are wanting you to kind of tune into this present moment and not so much focus on things from the past and not so much worrying about the future, but for you to kind of remain present in this moment. And then with your attachment here, right? This is talking about at times in our life where we feel that we are bound, whether it's unconsciously or by choice, to certain conditions that may no longer serve us, and a need for us to be aware of any situations or desires that we have that have either long gone unfulfilled, or a need for us to kind of release expectations and move forward with things that are going to better benefit us at this point in our life. Okay, so I do want to read a little bit about this deep listening to see what else is in here. So let's see. And this is from the Medicine Woman Oracle. So what do we have here? This is deep listening. Where is it at? I have to just kind of look through this little book here, but it looks like the way that she's also kind of holding her hands here, that she is also in this place where she's open to receiving. Okay, so this is number 36. And I'm having to hold this book back here because some of the imagery with this deck is a little out there for it to be YouTube safe. So 36. Okay. Okay, so the message for this says, I am listening, the keeper of inner silence. I offer you this space to embrace the murmur of the world and the heart of all life. Open up your inner ear to discover my presence there and silence your ever-chattering mind. New languages now appear, the voices of birds, the melody of rivers, the wind blowing through trees. Spirit's messages can now come to you. So often we ask questions without listening to the answers. Deep listening is my medicine on your path and awakening of the feminine. It opens the realm of feeling, letting you access previous experiences of sharing in relationships and with nature. With me at your side, your being enters into resonance with the world. It says elders used to tell us to just listen and the answers would come. The guidance is the time has come to develop a new quality of presence in your relationships or with the world. Be assured the medicine woman grants you the magic of deep listening, the doorway to knowing someone. Honor this gift. Listen to your loved ones without seeking to interrupt them or be right. Wonderment, joy, and communion can then bloom from the encounter. Whether on a walk or before a beautiful landscape, some silences become deep, in which looks, small gestures, and smiles prevail over speaking. In this living silence, only the essential is expressed. Okay? So a lot of this with the deep listening here, it's saying it's connected into the energy of the feminine, right? Which is our intuition. And so kind of what I was saying at the beginning was that with that Nine of Swords, with a lot of the fears, a lot of the worries, a lot of the anxiety. And so with that Four of Swords, this is a card of rest, a card of quiet contemplation, meditation, stillness, right? Because it is within that stillness where we can listen and find those answers that we seek. So it's kind of like your ancestors here are gifting to you, like I said, the presence of now, right? Trying to, in a way, help you to heal, whether these be feelings, emotions, thoughts, the attachments, right? Attached to it. And being able to kind of listen and be still and find calmness, groundedness in the presence of now versus future and past, right? And releasing attachment to outcome. So I'm seeing this with the rainbow here. Like I said, since this is about the chakras, this is gifting to you, right? But you have to be open to receiving, right? Not knowing how and when things are going to happen, you know, what you're going to notice when it happens. It's just about us being present and about trusting that your ancestors are bringing you in this gift of finding that balance and that wholeness from within the self, right? So that you keep yourself in the present moment of trusting that the universe is bringing into you abundance in its many forms, but holding calm and peace within your heart and trusting that it is, right? Justice is about balance. It is about, you know, right and wrong and, you know, the positive and negative consequences it can have within our life by certain choices, whether they are our own or if you have been someone who has been giving and giving and giving. This can be your ancestors gifting you the gift of receiving and being open to receive, okay? Without expectation, right? Without attachment to when and how it's going to come in, but just that you are open and you keep that open mind and perspective for when it does, okay, is what I'm seeing here. So that is all that I have for you, pile number 2. I do hope that this was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next reading. Hi, pile 3. So those of you that resonated with the Ancient Ones card and the Blue Appetite, this is going to be a reading. So we are going to pull your tarot first, and then we will spread out your oracle cards. So gifts from your ancestors. Pile number 3. What gifts are your ancestors giving to you? Gifts from your ancestors, pile number 3. We have the Queen of Jugs, which is the Queen of Cups. What gifts are your ancestors giving to you? Some of you, I'm getting, there is a gift of clairvoyance. Some of you have a gift of seeing. And this may even be through your visions, daydreams. But I am seeing like sight. It's like Spirit is saying there's a gift of sight here. That I feel like your ancestors are wanting you to nurture more. Some of you, it's kind of like there's some blockages that are surrounding that. And so some of you, I'm also getting your empaths. Empaths, intuitives, psychic, can be very psychic energy. Healing. Healing. This is very different than the other piles. Very different. This one, it feels like there is some type of divine life purpose that you are meant to fulfill. Okay? Some of you are a very, it's like with this Queen of Cups energy here, your ancestors are wanting you to fully step into this Queen of Cups energy. Compassion, nurturing. Some of you may have not had, and I don't feel like this is for all of you, but I'm feeling for some of you there is this maternal energy surrounding you, which was something that has blockages I'm feeling within the maternal line. And there is a need for kind of, in a sense, changing this around, changing this this path in your lineage. There's some blockages surrounding feminine or suppressed feminine energy. What are your ancestors gifting to you? Pile number 3. Yeah, this pile is very different than the other 2 piles. There's a lot of psychic energy in this pile. What are your ancestors gifting to you? Some of you are clairaudient. We have strength. Yeah, there's something surrounding the maternal energy, power, confidence. This may be that you lack confidence, or there's a need for kindness, gentleness. And this could be a need for you to be kinder to yourself and even to others. I am feeling so. Even to others. Some of you may have been very, very hurt, very wounded from past, whether this is childhood or experiences that you've had throughout your life. And a lot of this may have made you feel very blocked or very, I'm feeling it's something that has really affected the energy of the feminine. So this is like power and confidence that your ancestors are trying to give to you. But of course, with the ancestor gifts, we have to be open to receiving these. A state of allowing. Pile number 3. What are your ancestors gifting to you? The Star. Okay. So this is about wishes, dreams being fulfilled, destiny. Many of you, like I said, this is a specific life purpose you're meant to follow. Some of you, it is around healing. First yourself, and some of you have this gift to be able to facilitate healing for others. There's a lot of very powerful energy here. Your ancestors are very powerful. Pile 3. Very. It's like there's this huge, just, I can feel this energy around me right now. It's giving me like the body, the full body tingles. I'm just feeling like this very, very powerful presence and energy with your ancestors, pile 3. I kind of like it. I kind of like this energy. What are your ancestors gifting to you, pile 3? The Queen of Cactus. Look at that. Look at how the third eye is just like there's this beautiful little flame that is right there. The Queen of Cactus, Queen of Pentacles. She looks beautiful. She's got all of this a beautiful detail in her clothing. Beautiful energy around her. This is kind of like what I'm feeling right now around me, surrounding me, like this vibrating energy that's just kind of like making me tingle right now. The Queen of Pentacles. This is also abundance. Abundance. Third eye. Yeah, like I said, some of you have some very strong psychic gifts here. Very strong. Judgment. Yeah. Even with the infinity symbol that's kind of hovering above in the Strength card, this is a very strong spiritual pile. The ancestors are some pretty strong energy. Okay, now you have Judgment here, and Judgment is about a rebirth. It's also about us answering the call of our soul. And if you look at this here, we have like this little alien ship here that's kind of bringing up this cow. Judgment is about renewal. It's about our rebirth process, transformation. It's about releasing our past. There's a lot about your past here that you are healing within your lineage here. And I'm feeling a lot of very powerful change that is happening here. It's like your ancestors are calling to you to step into this place to heal. No pressure, pile 3. No pressure. But your ancestors are like, you are the one that is healing this lineage. Your ancestors. They're like wanting you, in a sense, to kind of answer this call from within. And to really hone your power, your skills, your gifts, your talents that you're meant to use. And many of you, like I said, it is using these gifts with others. Many of you are facilitating healings for others, or some of you are just... I'm just feeling naturally gifted. I feel like you are my pile of like healers and mystics and intuitives and shaman, empaths, like meant almost like as a service to others. You're meant to shine. You're meant to shine your light bright within this lifetime. You're meant to be someone who is very well known. You're leaving behind a legacy with this energy. So there's a lot of importance. Like I said, no pressure, pile 3, but there's a lot of you being the one, almost like Spirit is showing me here, like your ancestors kind of just like cheering you on, like keep going, keep going. Like they're all huddled around and like just surrounding you. What are your ancestors gifting to you, pile 3? We've got the Lovers, of course. The Lovers. Okay. And yeah, I'm still feeling this. This is what I feel like, you guys, right now. It's like, I don't know. I can see like these little goosebumps that are like all around me. But the Lovers energy is this union, merging of the two energies, the divine feminine and the divine masculine within you. And it's about you following your heart. So it's like your ancestors in a way are gifting you their presence in your life to really help to empower and encourage you to step into your true purpose. Your North Node, your destiny is something that is, you're meant with the star energy here. You're meant to be well known. Many of you are like, you have a divine purpose. There's like fame here. Whether this is online or it is your name, your meant to be well known for your gift here. You're sharing this gift, and the Lover's energy here is about you bringing that balance and union and merging within your two energies. The Lovers is also about a choice. It is a divinely guided energy here, leading you towards your heart's desire, your heart's calling. And Judgment is like literally like Spirit is like knocking on your door, like it's time. So it's kind of like, in a way, they're being supportive of you here with this gift of gifting you confidence, power, self-esteem, gentleness, kindness, nurturing, abundance here, stability, security. Many of you, this is healing family lineage of lack mentality, scarcity mindset. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Six of Jugs, which is the Six of Cups. Okay? And I'm seeing Temperance right underneath that. This is alchemy. This is a transmutation. For many of you, like I said, with the Six of Cups, this could be the inner childhood. There's something that you're healing here. Like I said, surrounding the maternal line. And this is helping you in a sense to connect back into your inner child. There's inner childhood wounds here. We've got another maternal energy here. Look at how at the bottom of this card here we have this person who looks like they're being almost like, the way that I look at this, the symbolism here, I'm seeing this feminine energy here. And it's like he's holding this weight. So it almost feels like there is this something here that is, like I said earlier, suppressing or the heavy burden of the family line within the maternal energy. Maybe it's something that has made you feel small, something that has, it's either that this is something that's happened to you, like you could have had some difficult childhood here, or there's something surrounding the your own feminine energy here that your ancestors are trying to assist you with and gift you with this presence in your life. Like I said, you've got a whole team. And this is helping you to connect back into the inner child, to releasing your past, because you have Judgment here. Judgment is about us letting go of the pain, the grief, the sadness. Some of you, I'm getting, you could have lost a spouse or a partner, a loved one. And there are wounds to healing around that as well. And I feel like the feminine energy has suffered. So your ancestors are gifting you this healing, this nurturing of self and of confidence, and about you connecting back into your power, your source, and being able to kind of release these energies of the past. Like I said, many of you have a very specific purpose in this lifetime that you are meant to discover. If you don't know what it is yet, that Judgment card, there's a need for you to kind of go within the self. I feel like your intuition has already been kind of like tugging at you to step into this, this is a rebirth for you. There's a lot that's being released here in this Judgment. Okay, let's see what else is here. We have the Ancient Ones. We have the Flute with expression. We have the Spirit of Air. A favorable wind is blowing on your life. And you have this here too. It's also air. We have the Cosmos. And then we also have Fox Spirit, which says, think on your feet. Think on your feet. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to start over here with this Flute with expression here. Like I said, for some of you, there could have been a lack of confidence within yourself. And so I'm feeling that your ancestors, in a way, are gifting you this confidence. There's also resilience that's coming through here. Resilience. But gifting you this energy of expression so that you are able to fully step into your authenticity and be more comfortable with yourself and learning to love and nurture the self and not really care about what other people are thinking about you, right? Letting go of the mentality of needing validation from others, of acceptance, and you kind of doing things in your own way. But I'm getting that there is a lot of inner child healing here, a lot of healing of past. And so there is a lot of, I feel like it's kind of like this is this invitation to your power, right? But of course, like I said, the universe, ancestors can be gifting us things, but we have to be open to receiving them, right? Acknowledging when that presence is making itself known in our life. And so to me, this is also this invitation for you to step into your authenticity, for you to feel free to express yourself. Many of you have a lot of creative gifts and abilities that you're meant to share. Some of you, your story can be a way that you are leaving behind a legacy here as well. Some of you are, like I said, very naturally gifted, maybe psychics, healers, intuitives, light workers, shamans within the family line. Ritual was something that was very important to your ancestors. So I'm also getting, for some of you, there's a need for you to kind of look into your lineage, look at the spiritual practices. And I know somebody left me a comment yesterday on, I don't know if it was this channel or my main tarot channel, and it was like, I think it was leaving a message on one of the other ancestor readings that I had, and it was saying something like, I feel like I don't know which ancestors to work with because you have mixed lineage. And I was like thinking, I feel the same way because half of my bloodline is indigenous, native, and then the other half is mixed, so mixed from parts of Africa and parts of Europe and parts of Nordic traditions, so it's kind of like I'm like all over the place, but I feel like it's important to just kind of look at a lot of those energies and your ancestors and learn, right? Keep yourself open to learning about that heritage, about their spiritual practices that may be there within the family line. And so, yeah, I was like thinking like, wow, because I feel like that too sometimes. I feel very pulled into the native indigenous side and culture, but it's like I can't also forget about the other, right? The European ancestry that's there, the African, North African, the like I said, the Norse traditions as well. So it's kind of like just learning, right? Expansion, knowledge from that. But I'm also noticing you have spirit of air here, and it says a favorable wind is blowing on your life. And so I was kind of seeing another card like this the other day when I was doing a reading, and we have this beautiful bird that's kind of flying over something. So with this energy here, this is talking about some of you that may have been going through some very challenging or difficult times. And so in a way, with your spirits, your ancestors gifting to you, like I said, sight, get the gift of sight. And to me, this is about perspective, because you also have the cosmos here. It's about changing and shifting your perspective on things, on life, on, experiences and the things that you've gone through in your past that have been difficult or challenging for you to be able to release here. Some of you could have been stuck in certain relationships or even friend situations, family situations, and it's kind of like your ancestors are gifting you this energy. Like I said, for some of you, it's a need to be kinder. It's a need to step into that energy of a gentleness, and learning how to control the ego is also something that comes in with the Strength card. This is when we have a handle on our energy, on our power, right? We can hone that energy versus allowing it to kind of be out of control, where we allow the ego to take over and can kind of at times wreak havoc in our life, because it can be rooted in fears and insecurities and doubts and, self-limiting beliefs. So this is really where your ancestors are kind of gifting you this protective energy to help you to grow into your authentic self, right? And to give you these downloads to help you, to lead you on your path towards what your destiny is. And so we have the fox spirit here that says, think on your feet. And to me, this is about you being curious, right? About life and learning and growing and evolving and knowing when to take action, when to answer this call versus, setting it aside and saying, okay, I hear you, ancestors, but I've got this, and that going on, and I'm just going to put this on hold for now because I don't think that I can do this right now. I don't believe in myself. I lack confidence, or I've got XYZ to worry about. And so it's kind of like you're pushing this destiny away, and the universe and then your ancestors are going to get louder and louder and louder until you kind of like pay attention. Right? Pay attention. We've got, in the Lovers card here, we have this beautiful white bird that has its wings that are wide open, right? And it's almost like your ancestors, like I said, they're gifting you sight, perspective, change, almost like an undoing in a sense of ways of dealing with things in the past. Some of you, I'm feeling facing your shadow and being able to heal that. It's like this judgment is an awakening, right? Many of you, your ancestors have gifted you an awakening for you to be able to kind of step outside of the matrix and learn how to effectively bring about happiness, joy, fulfillment within your life, and doing so in how you express yourself, right? And I feel for many of you, the way in which you express yourself is something that your ancestors are incredibly proud of, but wanting you this to see from a different perspective, in that things don't always have to be the way they've always been. You can change. You can grow, you can evolve, you can step into this new version of self and allow this breakdown of the old self to occur. Okay, it's kind of what I'm seeing there. So this is a need for you to kind of also examine, right, attitudes, actions, and be sure they are of the highest integrity for you. Okay, and taking a look at breaking free from chains that keep you restricted in a sense. And sometimes that is our own way of thinking here. Okay. What else am I seeing here? Yeah, this cosmos energy is also talking about you stepping into your highest purpose. Okay. So many of you, like I said, this Queen of Pentacles here, she's got her third eye that is just like wide open. There's, in the same way that she has all of this energy surrounding her auric field, spiritual bodies, energetic bodies, right? All of the energy fields that we have surrounding us. Yeah, to me, that third eye, that's something that's happening here, this awakening, right? So yeah, I'm definitely getting here. Your ancestors have gifted you an awakening, the gift of sight, like I said, the gift of healing, Many of you, like I said, are meant to be facilitating healing, I feel like, for others. Okay. What else am I seeing here? Yeah, I'm just getting your ancestors are wanting you to really kind of open up into your gifts, into your talents. Feel free to express yourself, right? Allow your heart to lead you, to guide you towards your destiny here. Lots of healing, connecting into the inner child. Many of you, I feel like there is this gift of creative energy that you have. And I feel like connecting back into allowing your inner child to express itself is going to be also something that is very healing. There's like an inner child here that just wants to almost like be set free. Be set free of this energy, being released and free from the past. Okay. So that is what I'm seeing for you, pile number 3. I do hope that this reading was helpful for you guys, and I will see you in the next one.